Hey everybody, so look on the screen. Miss Alicia, wow. So she's a Snellville woman that already reported the police officer prior. We know how the system is designed. People don't want to listen to black women, as if we don't know what we're talking about. I'm just glad she survived. It's not her. This here is what I would call another racism kill. It didn't have to be. It did not have to be. So Dusty's, they can't take rejection. A childhood friend that communicated, she obviously wasn't checking for him. Unlike some who are so delusional who think, don't forget, everybody wants them. Everybody want me. Well, everybody doesn't. Sometimes the personalities, there's just not a likeness there. It doesn't gel. Move on. There are millions of women out there. But see, I think some are delusional. When you're delusional, you delude yourself. Oh no, she don't want me. Then you start doing some crazy stuff. Start stalking someone. Now she said once she reported him. I guess they notified him, then it stopped. But then he came back. Can you imagine? And this is her neighbors. The ringtone the ring camera was her neighbors. Him knocking and knocking. And then she said he also busted the door in while she wasn't there. Imagine if she had been home, then she might be on the screen instead of the Morales lady. And that's a teenager, 16-year-old teenager. Let me guess, the teen didn't want you to. Dusty's bring drama, heartache, and trauma. The financial implications is too much dust in the nation.
Alicia Bates says she now believes Bryant is the same man who had been stalking her over several months last year, even breaking through her door when she wasn't home, she says, and trying to get in several other times, as seen on a neighbor's doorbell camera.
So he says, checking this woman's door. She's not texting you. She's not checking for you. She's not interested. You're not Denzel, boo. She's not interested. You're not Boris. You're not that guy. There's somebody for you. Maybe go get Becky, boo. So here, let me guess. You sat up here. You know, you're not the chocolate Channing guy, you know, who does the dancing. That's not you. You sat up here. She didn't want you. You were rejected. You're going to harass her. Let me guess. The same thing happened with that young 16-year-old girl. I bet she rebuffed him. And now they found her remains.
When I saw him on camera and saw what he was capable of and doing, trying to break in, it had me very scared for my life.
A screen grab from one of those videos in October shows the man's face, and that's when Bates says she identified the man as Miles Bryant, a childhood friend who had recently tried to reconnect with her. But she had stopped returning his texts. She reported Bryant to Doraville Police and to Gwinnett County Police. But Doraville Police tell us there is no proof it was Bryant who was committing any crimes against Bates. They told Bryant of the stalking complaint, and after that, quote, the behavior stopped. And we're working to find out what Gwinnett County Police did with her complaint.
So they told him about it and it stopped. Wow, if it's not him, what a coinky dink. I don't think they fully investigated. It was a black woman. They really didn't care. They know that we're the most disrespected, unprotected in our own community, so what do you expect of them? But they do respect and protect their own. So can you imagine your door kicked in and he's trying to get in? You see him on your neighbor's Ring camera, back and forth. Seems to me like he was determined.
So I would have been the first victim that they knew about had he got in and I was home. He did get to Susanna, and then he came back for me in December. So I feel like had they investigated my case more, Susanna could have been here, and I do want him to be punished for his actions.
Now, why couldn't they send somebody out to maybe try to, fingerprint the door? It's apparent. It seems to me it's quite clear that they didn't investigate. Because why? A black woman, your taxpayers are paying for the services, your tax dollars, but I guess you're not worthy of the services. So this right here, I'm happy she's alive. Sorry for the kid, the 6-year-old. I guarantee you, just like she didn't want him, because you think everybody love me. Everybody love me. No, they don't. No, they won't. I am willing to bet the 16-year-old was not interested as well, and now she's gone. Don't forget, the Snellville lady said that he came back for her. This could have been avoided. Again, why can't they try to fingerprint the door? He touched it. Well, why can't they do that? Check his phone. So much for an investigation. Remember this, the jogging, the billionaire's daughter or granddaughter? Remember her? A black woman had already said that the same one that they have for suspecting of assaulting her and murdering her, a black woman had already reported a RAPE. And trying to recall from that story, I believe it sat up on the shelf. Sat there. Not important. It's a black woman. And now look what happened after that. The kids sat up on the shelf. They could have been had the dude, but no, they did not care. This is a racism kill. See, the ones you want to neglect ends up hurting or marking the ones you want to protect. Isn't that interesting? 2 black women, one reported that the same guy they have for suspecting assaulting and killing her reported him for RAPE. This young woman, she said the same thing about this little thing on the screen, him stalking her. Now the preferences, both the preferences of that nationality, those nationalities are now deceased, but the sisters are still here. Those deaths did not have to be. The one that they disrespected is still here. The one they refused to investigate and protect is still here. But the preferences receive death. That's why I call it a racism kill. Absolutely ridiculous. But this is every day. I've seen upstate black women going missing, and it was a black man, got a little crew together, and next thing you know, what the police was saying, it turned out to be so untrue. It's like, okay, so did you do your job or not? I didn't do it. Had to go to the media and get coverage. Trying to find these missing women. And it was Dusty Dan, the snatching them up man. So just like this here in the jogger case, if they had listened to the black woman that reported him for RAPE and did investigation, processed the R kit, maybe it'd be behind bars. But then maybe not. And then look what happened. Billionaire Becky, billionaire's daughter, granddaughter, end up getting got. What are the odds? Again, racism kill. These 2 people, her and that 16-year-old girl, they would be here more than likely if it wasn't for what? If it wasn't for racism. Because the black women weren't believed. They were not believed. And as a result, in this case here, she's gone, 16-year-old girl, and she's gone, out for a jog. Out for a jog. And these are just ones that we've heard about. You think there aren't probably many other stories out there that are not on the news? Absolutely ridiculous. So that's why I call it a racism kill. The ones you disrespect. Oh, they filed a complaint. I'm not going to investigate that. Don't forget, but your tax dollars are paying for the services, by the way. So you choose certain people, black women in this case, in my opinion, to disrespect. And as a result, the ones that are getting murdered, come up missing, are the ones you want to protect. And of course, I don't know, maybe the girl should move. You never, I mean, they'll have them now, but still just the memory, you might need a fresh start. Having nightmares.
Alicia Bates says whatever happens with her case against Bryant, she hopes prosecutors call her to testify against him if and when he goes to trial in connection with the death of Susanna Morel.
And I'm sure they probably will. So now they'll investigate because guess what? Now the teenager, the 16-year-old, is deceased. Now it's time to investigate. Dusties bring drama, heartache, and trauma. And again, the girl's scared. Of course she's scared. This is what they do. A person is, all the people in the universe, they're not interested. Go ahead and move on. Sad for the families. And as for this young woman, I believe she mentioned that maybe not her, because she's the deceased one, but the Snellville lady. I believe she mentioned, I guess she was concerned, or I'm not sure, she was saying nightmares. Let me just double check here.
Nightmares.
She is still shaking. Alicia Bates says that
See? Probably at least Lenore, she jumping.
Nightmares.
She has nightmares. And why? Why does she have nightmares? Because of the actions of a Dusty. In the words of your boy Godfrey, what did he say?
But what's the point? You're not even getting the point of what I'm talking about. You're getting personal because you're traumatized by the anger of black men.
And I believe in this case here, he was angry that neither of those women wanted him, and his anger resulted to danger. And now you've gone from being a stalker to an accused murderer. So one family is traumatized by the loss of their teenage daughter. And now the Snellville woman, I believe, was it Alicia? Now she's traumatized by the anger of who? Of a Dusty. She's not interested, just can't leave her alone and move on. But I thought everybody wanted you. As that guy said in that prior video, I believe it was Walter. Man, when you have it out of one of them, they be getting emotional. And I thought it was so over the top when he said that. I believe it was Walter Lee Hampton. Years ago, I saw that video. Even before I started doing this, like I said, it was years ago. He's like, when you get into a fight with these black men, somebody gonna end up dead. And I was like, that is low. I'm like, that's way over the top, Walter. Come on. You cannot give a phone number out and end up got. So we'll see how it pans out. It's so sad it has to get to this point. So the black woman reports it, is not taking this seriously. And look what happens. So they neglect to investigate based on the story, do a full, again, thorough job. They're trying to find out what happened with her report. That's probably what all it was a report. So the one they consider maybe not worthy of investigation, that's all I can think of. Disrespect. And by doing so, you're losing the lives of the ones that you want to protect. Let me know what you all think. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. As Simply Said, and I'm out.